WCC basketball play right now, finishing off today's final game here in Orleans Arena. Josiah Frank with Davis Hagen. We will be calling the Seattle University Redhawks versus the Pacific Tigers. Whoever wins this game will play Santa Clara tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And Davis wanted to talk about the Seattle U Redhawk team who narrowly won yesterday. They're sitting at 20-12 in the season. And it was kind of a toss-up between JoJo Murphy as well as Heinbrodt. Who do you think was one of those clear front runners that pushed the Redhawks to a win last night?
Yeah, Heinbrodt was great. He had the first 7 points for Seattle U. He finishes with 16 points and 9 rebounds, nearly a double-double. He also knocked down a three-pointer, not necessarily his range, as the big man standing at 6'7" for the Seattle U Redhawks. And they had a really interesting game against San Diego. The Toreros pushed them to the limit. It was a really surprising result that it was just a 58-56 win for Seattle U, really low scoring. And today, similar to what we saw yesterday with San Francisco and San Diego in the women's side of things, a really low-scoring game. And then the very next game for San Francisco earlier today, they shot the lights out of the gym. So if Seattle U's offense can wake up and play well, they should have a good game against Pacific. But a typical Seattle U game is going to be in the 50s.
A typical Seattle U game indeed. They are a defensive juggernaut, but it's been difficult to score the basketball against a good Pacific Tiger team. Wanted to talk about them for just a second. Head coach Dave Smart, under their administration, this is the best season that they have had in the last couple of seasons. They were 9-24 last year, 6-26 back in 23, and then in 22 they were 15-18, and right now they're coming into this tournament ranked 6th, 17-14 overall, and an 8-10 in conference. And Pacific men's basketball is trying to be back onto the map and trying to get into quarterfinal play. And how do you think Pacific, what do they truly need to do to kind of itch it out if they want to play Santa Clara tomorrow night?
Yeah, Pacific led by a couple of really solid guards. Elias Ralph, the first-team All-WCC player, averages 16.5 per game this year, and he also pulls down about 7 rebounds per game. And then right behind him, TJ Wainwright, another guard, averages 13. And below that, the drop-off's pretty severe. The next leading scorer is Isaac Jack. He gets about 9 a game. So the two top players for Pacific are the guards, and then everybody else kind of fills in throughout the wings and down low. But if Pacific wants to go on a run, it starts on the offensive side, trying to crack the code of this Seattle U defense. It was tough for San Diego to do, but Pacific's offense is on another level than San Diego's was. And if the Tigers can finally play consistent basketball in March, they've struggled because they've had to be so far back in the bracket here in WCC play that they just haven't had a chance to make a run, because every time they play, they have to go at least 5 games in 5 days, maybe even 6. And so today should be a really good chance for Pacific to finally get maybe into that quarterfinal, semifinal range where they haven't been for a really long time.
It has been a fight for every team that has played at Orleans Arena. We're about to get underway as Pacific is getting ready to talk about their starting lineups. But, man, we have seen some gritty basketball. Just got finished calling the San Francisco game where they inched out against the Portland Pilots, a great gritty battle that was tied at halftime and ended up being a lot more lopsided as San Francisco moved on, and they'll be playing the quarterfinals against Oregon State tomorrow on the opposite side of the bracket. But we've had a lot of good basketball here. Wanted to go over the starting lineups for the Seattle U Redhawks. At the guard spot, Braden Maldonado, who is the leading scorer for the Redhawks, wasn't able to heat up yesterday. The Anchorage, Alaska native. We will see if he's able to heat up on the offensive end. Malik Arrington, the junior guard from Auburn, Washington. Then Will Heinbrodt, who had some great buckets early but got cold. He'll be the sophomore forward. Junsuk Yu will be the senior forward. And then finishing out the center spot is Austin Moyer. And then for the Tigers, it's going to be Justin Rochlin, Elias Ralph, Isaac Jack, TJ Wainwright, and Jaden Clayton. And that will be the starting lineups as we are just ready to get underway here. The final 8:30 game of the tournament, the final game of this Saturday night. A little bit of a late start time right now, 8:45 or 8:44 exactly, local time here in Las Vegas, as the game was scheduled for 8:30 on ESPN Plus, but I'm assuming because of either the San Francisco game, everything kind of got pushed just a couple minutes. So we're about 15 minutes behind, but regardless, we are going to have a show. Quite a few fans in the arena, a lot of orange for Pacific, and a lot of white, black, and red for Seattle University. It's going to be more to jump. He'll be jumping with Jack. Isaac Jack, another Canadian with Elias Ralph. Two Canadians that have been hooping for Pacific. They've got a good men's squad this year. Head coach Dave Smart, one of the most successful Canadian basketball coaches of all time before making his way to Pacific back in 24. This is just his second season, and he's definitely turned the program around. And we are ready to get underway for some West Coast Conference basketball. Winner goes to the quarterfinals. Loser will go home.
And the winner has that daunting task of taking on Santa Clara tomorrow at 8 p.m. Broncos look really good, but it's Tigers and Redhawks time.
Pacific in their white with orange trim. The Redhawks in the all black with the red. The tip. And that will go into Heinbert's hands in Seattle. You will end up with it. Arrington to bring up the rock to set up the offense. First possession for Seattle U. It's a handoff. Maldonado has a wide open three, and he will knock that down. 3-zip early into the first half.
He already has more points than he did yesterday with 3. He had only scored 2. All game against San Diego, went 1 of 9 from the field.
Clayton, a quick kick out for a 3-ball to Elias Ralph. That will rattle out. Maldonado will end up with it. He'll fall on the floor. He's able to hand it off to Arrington before he traveled. Arrington looking for Yo. Yo now right to the rack. Strong take. Bounce pass on Maldonado will end up with it on the left corner. Heave of a cross-court pass to Heinbrook. The jumper off the glass is just a little too strong. It rattles out. It's going to be Clayton now, bringing up the rock. Wainwright entering into Ralph with the thin white headband guarded by Yo. Bounce pass it into Jack, but it will be batted away. Will stay with the Tigers on the baseline. It's 3-zip early as the Redhawks lead Pacific. Just about a minute into the first half. Thought about a 3-ball from Wainwright. He'll hand it off to Clayton. Clayton now looking to pass, picked up his dribble. Back to Wainwright, 3 on the shot. He will try to drive to the cup. He thought he got fouled. There's no foul. No foul. Looks like it was just blocked. 1 second on the shot clock remaining. Not even barely enough time to get 2 hands on it. Just enough for a tip. And it's thrown up for a shot that it's too strong from Wainwright, but an offensive rebound. It was tipped right back to Wainwright. And he lost control of it, but it looks like it was tipped away because of that. We'll stay with the Tigers. They'll get another offensive opportunity. A very tall lineup for Pacific. Nearly 10 players over the 6'4" marker. Bodying his way down low is Elias Ralph. He will get fouled by Maurer and go to the line and shoot 2. 18:30 left in this first half. We've just started. Redhawks lead by 3. But Ralph can get it right back in order for Pacific. His first free throw. Up and through for the 6'7" Alberta Canadian. 9 straight games where he's had 10-plus points. And there's a second free throw for him. He's got 2 early. Redhawks lead by 1. Arrington. And they're all black for Seattle. Maurer handoff. Maldonado loses the basketball, and Clayton steals it from him. Clayton now. Heave. 3-ball. Kicked it out. Nothing but nylon for TJ Wainwright. The Los Angeles drills the 3 to put Pacific up by 2. It's a 5-3 game early. Yo for Seattle. Heinbrook now top of the key. Driving right to the left. Tries to finish with the left hand. Too strong. Offensive rebound, though, by Maurer. He'll end up with it on the wing. Give it to Maldonado instead. Guarded by Clinton. Just had a steal a second ago and an assist. Maldonado has to throw it up. There's 3 on the timer. It's no good. A good rebound by Justin Rochland. And now the Tigers are moving. Wainwright. Trying to enter into the post. That's Isaac Jack. And Jack is blocked by Yo. A huge block by him. Harrington on the other end for Seattle. And he tries to throw up a 2-footer. Gets his own rebound, though. Tries to go back up with it and loses it again. And it's off, I believe, his foot or Heimbroek's foot. Doesn't matter. It is going to go to Pacific. And a quick series of basketball early into this game. It is definitely a lot of energy in Orleans Arena. Still just 5-3 Pacific, leading by 2 with that Wainwright triple. Now it's Clayton, the point for Pacific. Enters it into Jack. Jack double team, kicks out to Clayton. Back over to Wainwright. Wainwright misses the shot. It's going to be rebounded by Yo. Harrington to Heimbroek. Nearly poked away by Rochlin. And it's going to be Heimbroek right to the rack and misses the shot. Would have loved to see him finish that. Still just 5-3. Wainwright, another triple. That one's going to be too strong. Maurer grabs the board. It's going to be advanced quickly to Heimbroek on the other end for the Redhawks. Maldonado working his way. A couple kicks. Yo ends up with it. Jab step triple. That one's front iron. A lot of misses from either team. No one connecting all of a sudden, but Seattle U is 0 of 5, a scoring drought of the last 3 minutes and 21 seconds. As on the other end, that's going to be Ralph that got fouled on the shot. It will be immediate timeout, but he'll be shooting 2 free throws here in a second.
Yeah, really low scoring start once again. And for some reason, Seattle U steps on the floor and nobody can hit a shot. And that's exactly what it was last night against San Diego. Pacific out to a 5-3 start, but Seattle U, this is exactly the game they want to play, a scrappy, hard-fought game, kind of in the 50s or 60s.
50s and 60s indeed. Right now, Pacific's on a scoring drought the last 2.5 minutes. And Seattle U nearly 4 minutes without a bucket. It was the same issues yesterday. We're going to take a short break for the rest of this media timeout. You're listening to more WCC action here in Orleans Arena, fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, here on KUGR. Seattle U right now down by 2 against the Pacific Tigers. It's a 6th seed versus the 7th seed here in this third round of the WCC men's tournament here in Vegas. Josiah Frank, Davis Hagen. A lot of fun basketball has been called over the last 2 days, and it's just going to get better. But right now, both teams in scoring droughts. But Ralph will be at the line shooting 2 as he was fouled on the far baseline, short corner, trying to fade away. And Seattle U right now, 2 total team fouls pretty early. Ralph's first free throw is front iron, no good. He'll be 0 for 1 from the stripe early. Continues a scoring drought. His second. That one will go through. Pacific right now up 6-3. We're about 5 minutes into the first half. Maldonado. Entry into Dan. Dan trying to jab step, working his way in the post. 15 on the shot clock. Again, working his way, trying to spin to the key and loses the basketball. On the other end, it's going to be tipped away. Ralph had it intended for Rochlin, but it was poked out of bounds. Will stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, Pacific has brought in Casey Abekwe. He's 6'11", 285 pounds. He's an absolute load down low.
Abekwe will end up with it. And it's going to be Clayton to end up with it. Uses a big screen by the big man. Abekwe looked at him. Wainwright will get it to Abekwe. Abekwe, beautiful move, but just too strong off the jump hook, off the left side of the rim. Redhawks end up with it. Heimbroek sizing up, crossover to the rack, and he is hit hard by number 24, Abekwe. Another Canadian, a lot of Canadian connections with head coach Dave Smart also being Canadian. It's going to be Heimbroek. Got fouled onto the shot by Abekwe. He'll shoot two. Seattle U trying to put a bucket in for them. We're nearing the 5-minute mark of the first half. And the first free throw is too strong. And we are 5 minutes into this first half, 15:08 left to be exact. And very low scoring for both teams, just a 6-3 ball game. A barn burner. Heimbroek second. That one will rattle home. Cuts the Pacific lead down to 2. It's just 6-4. A display of gritty defense. Win or go home is the moral of the story here in Vegas. Checking back into the game is Kabliskas. He's going to be dribbling the rock for the Tigers. Kabliskas looking to pass out. We'll give it to Rochlin. Rochlin to Abekwe. Looking for a handoff. Gives it to Kabliskas. Back to him on the pick and roll. And Abekwe was intending for Rochlin. Threw it into the third row behind the Seattle U bench.
Yeah, that was way too high. Abekwe, he's a strong man. And so far, his first shot was too strong. And his first pass was just an absolute laser beam into the third row.
Yeah, a laser beam indeed. Yes, 6'11", 285 pounds. Ginormous of center. He's going to take a breather after that bad turnover, and he knows it. Regardless, JoJo Murphy's checked into the game for the Redhawks. Had a good night yesterday. It's going to be swung around. Yo. Tries to drive and will be fouled. Try to finish with the right hand on the left side. He'll be shooting two. Christopoulos at the scores table. Junseok Yo to shoot two. The first. Rattles in and out. And again, another missed free throw for the Redhawks. Scoring was the issue yesterday. Still down by 2.
Yeah, they're averaging less than a point per minute at this point. And in basketball, you get 2 points for one shot, and yet still less than a point per minute.
14:25 to play as Yo will finish his second. Christopoulos will come in. The Seattleite will take Yo's spot. He came in for the shooter. And he's a decent shooter, the transfer from Creighton. See if anybody can just connect for Seattle U. It's been just a free throw show, but even that has been a struggle. Kabliskas is just hands off for the Tigers, and Kabliskas try to heave a pass over to Ralph. He was just way too strong. Nearly hit a cameraman, and a turnover for the Tigers. Seattle U trying to make something happen. Offense has been a struggle. Christopoulos gets fouled at the three-pointer, and he fell hard. got found on that three, and he's hugging that shoulder. Fell pretty awkwardly. The ball almost rattled in for shooter's touch. But he stands up, looks like he's all right. John Christophoulos from O'Day High School. Local kid coming back home from Creighton. Christophoulos still kind of favoring that arm. It doesn't matter. Perfect free throw for his first of three. We're tied at 6.
Yeah, he got fouled on a three-pointer yesterday versus San Diego and hit all 3 free throws. He's the only point to the game against the Toreros, and he's got another chance here.
And he nails the second. We'll see if he does an identical performance of last night. The third is also through. Good free throw performances for John Christophoulos. Now the Redhawks finally regain the lead. It's an 8-6 game. Just under 14 minutes here in this first half. Not a ton going happening for either team. Pitt, quick handoff over to Jack. He's looking to hand it off. Kabliskis on the right corner. He's triple teamed because he has the basketball. Now it's Pitt back to Kabliskis. Loses the basketball. It's tipped. And he'll get control of it. 1 on the timer. He has to throw up a shot. Front iron, no good. Rebound by Dan. And the Redhawks are pushing the tempo. Heimbrodt thought about a 3. 1 dribble, nearly loses it. Christophoulos, 3 ball. 2 short. Rebound the Tigers. Kabliskis spinning. Nearly traveled. Hands it to Jack, and Jack just hands it right to Arrington. A turnover for the Tigers. A no-look dime to JoJo Murphy. That was blocked, but the offensive rebound by Dan for the putback for 2 extends the Red Hawk lead to 4. It's a 10-6 ball game. We're under 13 minutes. A little bit of life in this arena as the Seattle Redhawks, the first team to crack the double-digit mark, but there's going to be a foul. Will be on Murphy. He fouled Kabliskis. As that's going to be Clayton and Roshland checking back into the game for Pacific, and Maldonado will also come in. He'll grab Arrington. Yo will come back in. He'll give Heimbrodt a breather. Right now, the Redhawks on a 7-0 run when they were on that insane scoring drought. They were just one of their last 9. But it doesn't matter anymore. Basketball, a game of forgiveness. Wainwright into Jack. More corner. He's triple teamed by Dan and Yo. Kicked out to Wainwright again. Now there's just 4 on the shot clock. 3-2. He is stripped and it's poked away. It looks like it was off his leg. Doesn't matter. It's going to go to the Redhawks anyway. Missed opportunity for Pacific. Getting closer and closer to the midway part of the first half. There will be another media timeout soon. JoJo Murphy. Looked at Maldonado. Doesn't give him the rock until late. Now it'll be Christophoulos working his way at the elbow. Christophoulos hits a good jumper. A hard, tough bucket. Seattle U all of a sudden up by 6. Now a 9-0 run. Clayton for Pacific. Hands it off to Ralph. Straight away, 3 ball. You bet.
Now their first point in over 4 minutes there from Ralph. They needed that one.
Ralph connecting. It's a 9-12 game with Seattle U leading. Murphy to Yo to Christophoulos. It's going to be a foul on the ground. And that will be a media timeout. 11:39 to play in this first half. The Redhawks lead by 3. We're going to take another break. You're listening to more WCC action here in Vegas on KUGR. It is tournament basketball, and it is definitely March as teams are either trying to get closer and closer to make the cut to the big dance, or they're getting cut and they're going home. Teams are going home left and right now. And right now here in Orleans Arena, who's going to go home tonight? Is it Seattle U? Is it Pacific? Right now, Seattle U is up by 3. Yo caught the inbound to Christopoulos. Another jumper. That one is a little too strong off the right side. Kabliskis to bring up the rock to Clayton. Now it's going to be Jack. Short corner. He nearly loses the basketball. Double team. Christopoulos, who's going to end up with it? It's a loose ball. It's going to be Ralph. Ralph kickoff. Clayton, 3 ball, too strong. Rebound, Yo. Quickly push as Murphy will end up with it on the Redhawks for the other end. Use a screen by Yo and a beautiful dot from Maldonado. He gets stopped at the block, but will be fouled going up for the shot. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And Clayton for Pacific, he's a guy that can really get going helping out teammates. He broke the school's record for assists in a season, had 195 in the regular season. Broke Lamar Washington's mark of 190 last season. He's also top 20 in the country in assists with 6.3 a game, but he only has 2 so far. It's really hard to get assists when your teammates won't finish.
Junsuk Yo knocks down the first. He played at Gonzaga for 2 years. Didn't see a ton of minutes there. But yeah, extremely difficult if your teammates can't put the ball into the basket. And Yo definitely knows about scoring, as Gonzaga, one of the best WCC teams every single year. Evan St. Mary's always leading the conference. They'll be playing later. They don't have to play to the semifinals till Monday. Right now, the Redhawks got to pick up some offense, but it helps when Yo hits both of your free throws. 14-9, 10:57 in this first half. Clayton by himself bringing up the rock. Thought about using a screen from Jack. We'll give it to Ralph instead. Hounded by Yo. Ralph loses the basketball, ends up in Clayton's hands, thankfully. Bounce pass to Kabiskis. Right into the post. A tough bucket by Jayon Pitt. He was in the air, had to finish with the right hand and go through some contact. Cuts down the Red Hawk lead to 3. Heimbrodt checked back into the game. Maldonado now, right back to Heimbrodt. Into Dan in the short corner. He's in the post. 2 dribbles. Jump hook off the glass. Sends the lead to 5. The Tigers now with possession. It's going to be Kabiskis. Now over to Ralph, short corner. 10 on the shot clock. He'll throw up a jumper. Seemed a little rush, and it was no good. Maldonado to end up with it for Seattle. Maldonado double teamed. No look dish. Over to Yo, who connects on a triple. A nice assist from Maldonado. We're just talking about it. Now the Redhawks up by 8. Clayton double teamed. That's to kick it out. Kabiskis entry into a dunk. What would have been for Jack is blocked. And now the Redhawks on the other eye. They got energy. Yo, another 3. Nothing but 9 line. He points at his team with the trigger. And he is excited. 22-11. The Redhawks have woken up from the dead. And they are starting to hoop a little bit.
Yeah, the Heimbrodt block into the Yo 3. A huge swing. A 5-point difference. Could have been 2 points for Pacific. Instead, it's 3 points for Yo, and he's got back-to-back threes to make it 22-11. Big stuff for Seattle U.
Yeah, and a much-needed timeout for Pacific. We will take a short break, but we have some amazing action as we're actually going to stay with you. That's going to be the first horn. More basketball, but a great series of events for Seattle U. Junsa Yo just connecting on 2 consecutive threes. Love to see them get fired up. Seattle U just been struggling offensively so many times, but they are not a bad basketball team by any means. They're 19-12 overall, a better overall record than the Pacific Tigers, and they took Gonzaga to overtime early into the season around November time. Ended up sadly losing, but that was in the Kennel, one of the toughest places to play in college basketball. Pacific right now forced to try to dig out of an 11-point lead that Seattle has begun. Ralph a triple, and he will cut it down. 14-22 now. Seattle still leading. The Redhawks looking for Yo again. The hot hand. Heat check. He's blocked. And he tried to intend it over to Morrow, but that pass was tipped. Pacific on the other end. Running but slowing down. Ralph has it short corner. Him and Yo have been going back at it. He'll try to finish out the rack. No good. A big rebound by the big man. That's a Beckway. He'll finish. Now 5 straight points for the Tigers, and all of a sudden they're just down by 8 instead of 11. Heimbrook. Jab step. Now backing down is defender. Heimbrook. Spin move, a beautiful spin. Tries to finish with the left hand, but airballs it. Balls to the ground. Now the Tigers are running. Another 3-ball. This one's Wainwright, but it's too strong. Rebound Yo over to Maldonado. Now for the Redhawks. Cross, double teamed. Kick to Maurer. He was out of position, but had an open 3. Screens Arrington, who hands off to Maldonado. 15 on the shot clock, throws up a shot. Knows that he was double teamed and probably was going to get hit. Got the whistle, and he would go to the line and shoot 2. And that will be another media timeout. A great display of offense right now. Seattle U up 22-16. You're listening to a little bit more of WCC action here on KGR, the student voice of the Blues. Back at you with more WCC action. It's a 22-16 game right now. 7:39 left in this first half. And it's kind of been recently a lot of Seattle U. Yo right now being the leading scorer for the Redhawks. He's got 9, 2 triples of his own, and a couple of boards to round out his stat sheet. Playing extremely well is the Redhawks, who have struggled offensively all year. First horn is sound as both teams will have to take up the stools and start playing more basketball. Seattle U feeling good as James Brown is playing behind at the scorer's table as we get ready to end the media timeout. Maldonado to shoot free throws to break the timeout. His first. Up, in, through for Maldonado. Sends the lead, now 23-16. The second for the Alaskan. And that one is pure. 24-16. Tigers inbound. And there is a heavy press from the Redhawks. And it's going to be a timeout for Pacific because they just could not connect and understand what was going on. A really hard press. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So both teams will stay onto the floor. But, man, what a great display of defense the Redhawks have been putting up right now. It is putting Pacific in a frenzy.
Yeah, they put a surprise press on Pacific right out of that made free throw. And Chris Victor, who picked up his 100th win as the head coach of Seattle U last night against San Diego, sprung it on Pacific. They weren't ready for it. They had to call a timeout. Clayton did well to call that timeout before it got to the 5-second violation, but it was really only 2 or 3 seconds into him getting the ball, so he could have probably got it in, but then they would have gotten trapped in the corner, so now they had something to draw it up.
Now it's going to be inbounded, and the press is dissolved by the Redhawks. Whatever happened in the timeout with head coach Dave Smart worked. And there's going to be an offensive foul. Looks like Justin Rochelin was called for a block, trying to set a screen off of a handoff when he had the basketball. Doesn't matter. Rochelin will be checked out pretty quickly as Kabliskas will check back into the game for Pacific. Maldonado in the Redhawks trying to control the temperature of the game. Arrington pump fakes right back to Maldonado. 7:19 on the game clock. Yo, who has had the hot hand, had an open opportunity, ends up setting a screen for Maldonado, who gave it to instead. Right back at him. Yo, pump fake. The second jumper, that one's too strong. He fights for his own rebound. Batted, we'll see where it points to, and it stays with the Redhawks. It's off of either Clayton's foot. Will stay Seattle U ball. .740 left in this game, this first half. Heimbro right to the rack, finishing with a finger roll layup on the left glass. Now it's a 10-point lead for Seattle. Clayton trying to bring some life back to the Tigers. They got to pick it up. Ralph, kick out. Kabliskas, that three, no good. Redhawks transition. Maurer sets a good screen for Arrington, who gives it to Maldonado. Throwing up a prayer of a shot. Not a great look for him. And he misses it badly as it's Clayton on the other end. No one's going to stop him, but he will be blocked. They're going to call it goaltending instead. Clayton went coast to coast for a layup after that miss by Maldonado. They're going to call it.
I think it's a clean block.
Okay.
For now.
Yeah. Oh. And a offensive foul. It looked like it was motion goaltended by another official, and then that was waved off. And they called an offensive foul on someone. Kind of a quick series of events for both teams. And Hawks are up by 10. But, yeah, there looked to be an offensive foul somewhere. Maybe on the over and back call.
But they're going to call defensive foul on Kabliskas, and that'll send Arrington for a 1-and-1. And Smart's asking exactly how the foul was called, and they explained to him. Apparently, Kabliskas bumped into Arrington.
Arrington will hit his first free throw as the Tigers right now, 18 fouls in the first half. Just as Seattle used 3. But, yeah, I guess bumped into him and results into the bonus situation. His first one was gold. The second one, platinum. Both free throws are good for Arrington. It's 28-16, 6:20 left. Getting closer and closer to halftime. Clayton will get it right back. Looking for a screen by Pitt. Had him on the roll. It's batted away, but Ralph will end up with it. Gives it right back to him. There's just 10 on the shot. He's got to make something happen. Clayton stops, probably traveled, no whistle. 3 on the shot clock. Ralph's got to get it up, and he won't. The officials tap their head. Shot clock violation results in a turnover for the Pacific Tigers. Seattle U right now on a 6-0 run. The Tigers haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. They're down by 12 with 5:45 left in this first half. JoJo Murphy kicks it back out to Arrington, top key. Gives it to Heimbrodt, who tried to drive right to the rack and misses the 2-footed layup. Just a little too strong off the glass, and he knows it. Kabliskis into Ralph, short corner. Mano-a-mano with Yo. Got it right back after he gave it right back to Kabliskis, who gave it back to him. But he will be fouled. Yo was reaching a little too much, and now that's his second foul. And it looks like, Christopoulos will come off the bench, and Yo will have to sit. Unfortunately, don't want to catch a third early in this first half, as fouls have been problems for teams countless games here during the WCC tournament. It's inbounded over to Pitt. Pitt, Kabliskis thought about a 3, gives it right back to Pitt. Now kicks out to a wide open Clayton. That trip will be front iron, no good. A fight for the rebound. Who will end up with it? It'll be Maurer for Seattle U. Another good defensive stop for the Redhawks. Maurer hands off Murphy. Gives it to Heimbrodt now to the wing, and he'll end up back with it with JoJo Murphy. Tween, kicks out to Christopoulos. Christopoulos over to Arrington to Heimbrodt. 6 on the timer. It swung around. Murphy finally throws it up. That's going to be no good. Rebound Clayton for the Tigers. Kabliskis, a beautiful layup move for him in transition. He picked up his dribble over the defender's head and then finished with the left hand on the left side. A beautiful layup in transition for the Tigers, but they're still down by 10. Murphy on the other end. Maurer trying to end up with it in the post. It's batted away, stolen by Clayton. Another transition opportunity. Clayton loses it, but Ralph gets up in it, and it's going to be swung out to TJ Wainwright, and he drills a 3. And all of a sudden, the Tigers have life as we near the 4-minute mark. It's a 21-28 game. The Tigers are down by 7.
Yeah, there was a 3.5 scoring drought for Pacific, and then those 5 points so huge. And with both teams kind of struggling to score at times, they were only down 12, now down 7. That's how big every possession has been in this first half.
Huge possessions, huge turn of events. We're going to take another short break. More WCC action here on KGR, the student voice of the Blues. Nevada is the scene, and basketball is being played in beautiful Las Vegas. Right now, the Seattle U Redhawks are up against the Pacific Tigers from Stockton, California. They're up by 7 right now, just 4 minutes and a second remaining in the first half. Murphy to inbound for Seattle. The Redhawks having good moments, but the Tigers starting to come back. They were on a huge scoring drought. Heimbro kicks it to Murphy, but there's going to be a foul. It's going to be offensive. I think it was on Maurer. Did you see that one?
Yeah, an off-ball foul. And it does look like Maurer. Yeah, it was picked up by the 7-footer. Seattle U, 28 points so far in this first half, but there's just been so many times where it looks like they're finally going to go on a run, and then they'll just stall out for the next couple minutes.
Unfortunate for Maurer, as Dan will check in for him. On the other end, Kabliskas. Floater off the runner is good. High in the air, will fall in, and now all of a sudden, Pacific is just down by 5. It's a 28-23 game. Murphy, hand off to Heimbro, guarded by Ralph. Kicks it over to Christopoulos, and Murphy will end up with it on the wing. Swung around, and Dan tried to end up with it. He loses control of the basketball and will dribble it out of bounds on the baseline. Heimbro tried to insert it into him on the post, and unfortunately, or Dan, unfortunate, the 6'10" Chinese player cannot get it down. It's going to be Kabliskas bringing it up for the Tigers. We're nearing the final minutes of this first half. Kabliskas, mixed match with Heimbro. He's going right at the rack, but got stopped by Dan. 11 on the shot clock. Gives it to Marmaleos, who's working Christopoulos, kicks it out to Kabliskas. 4 on the timer, and another floater. Almost identical to the last one. Pacific is down by 3. There is life in this building. Dan Arrington back to Maldonado. Jab steps and tries to throw a no-look dime to Christopoulos, who was driving baseline. And just a bad miscommunication. Throws it right into the Pacific band. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, that was one of those no-look, no-catch situations where you're just chucking it into the band, and that is one of the worst things you could do for Maldonado.
And a beautiful finish, and that's going to be Jayon Pitt. He caught an assist from TJ Wainwright, and all of a sudden, Pacific down by 1. Maldonado doing a lot. Dribbling, picks it up, gets it back. Pump fake to Heimbro. 10 on the shot clock. They're playing out of control. There's going to be a block that bailed them out because they were playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And that is a borderline block call. It was 50-50. Could have gone either way. They say that Wainwright was just shuffling his feet a little bit. Heimbro was barreling down the lane. And Seattle U's got to figure out their offense. They haven't scored in 4.5 minutes.
An issue for the Redhawks as Pacific, they're on an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Heimbro can end that with some free throws. Pacific just down by 1, 28-21. We're under 2 minutes of the first half. And he misses. Bad miss from Heimbro. Free throws are valuable. We've seen how much free throws can make up a game. Games have been decided by 8 or 10. And if you make those free throws, it's a total different situation. The second rattles home, thankfully. Seattle U goes up now by 2 as Murphy checks in for Heimbro. 1:55 left to be played. Kabliskas seeing a ton of minutes tonight. He's had 2 good floaters. Down to Marmaleos. Back to him. Top of the key. Hounded, nearly fouled by Maldonado. and he throws a nice dot. It's going to be kicked around, though. Wainwright ends up with it. Now kicked out into the corner. That was Marmoleos. Missed the three. It's an offensive rebound. Back to Kabliskas. Another missed three, but another offensive rebound. A putback for another offensive rebound. 3 straight misses for the Tigers. It doesn't matter. They have a 4th possession. Resets the shot clock as every one of those misses hit the rim. Ralph Kabliskas. This 3 hits. A connection, and Pacific is fired up. 4 straight offensive opportunities.
Ralph was looking into the corner, and the no-look pass connects this time for Pacific. Much better than Maldonado's try.
We are under a minute in this first half. Arrington, Maldonado uses a screen by Dan. Looked at him at the roll. He's wide open. Gives it to Dan, but now he's guarded, and the ball is stolen away. It's Marmoleos trying to go coast to coast. The finish, the layup, it's good. Pacific has a lead. They're up by 3, 32-29. We're under 30 seconds, and all of the Tiger fans, they are on their feet in their orange and black, clapping. Murphy with the Red Hawks. Shot clock turned off. They're going to have the last possession. He is taking his time, waiting till that 10-second mark to go. 8 now. Entry into Arrington. Looks to Maldonado, and there's an offensive foul. A moving screen on Dan. Pacific will end up getting the last possession with 6.3 on the game clock as Heimbrook tries to check in for the Red Hawks. An incredible run for Pacific. It's been a frenzy, 16-0. Over the last 4 and nearly half minute mark. 16-1 with the one made free throw from Heimbrook. But besides that, nothing has really changed for Seattle U. Their offense has been more than stagnant. It's been non-existent. 6 seconds left. Kabliskas, 3, 2, looking, kicks it out. Marmoleos at the buzzer, and it's no good. A great look for Marmoleos. He was top of the key, swung out by Kabliskas, but that's nothing to hang your heads about as they are excited and pumped. They are fired up as the 60 Pacific Tigers dug themselves out of a grave. But we have seen countless times that first half sometimes doesn't really matter.
All right, we saw that exact same thing in the Portland versus San Francisco game. It was tied 29-29 at halftime. This one very similar. Pacific up 32-29 over Seattle U. And all of a sudden in that second half, Portland just couldn't buy a bucket. San Francisco goes on a nice run, and they end up pulling away with that one. So who knows what we'll see in the second half, but it'll probably be more of the same with 2 teams struggling to shoot, but also 2 really physical, great defensive teams with tremendous athletes on both sides.
It's going to be a fun one for sure, and hopefully just as entertaining as the first. Right now, the Pacific Tigers lead the Seattle U Red Hawks at half, 32-28. You're going to be listening to Davis Hagen on play-by-play for this final half of the day. More WCC tournament action here on KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Getting ready to start the second half here at Orleans Arena as we welcome you back from the break. It's been a rock fight so far through the first 20 minutes. The Pacific Tigers lead the Seattle U Redhawks 32-29. Davis Hagen alongside Josiah Frank. And Josiah, that first half was an odd first half to say the least. Pacific ended it on a 16-0 run. And they also had 16 points over those 4.5 minutes, which was the same amount that they had through the first 15.5 minutes of the first half. So they really turned on the Jets there at the end of the first half. Seattle U, though, stuck in the mud. They had 0 points in the last 6.5 minutes of the first half. And so when you look at both sides, the offenses, yes, they have struggled. But right now, the Pacific Tigers have 2 players approaching 10 points. Elias Ralph, the first teamer, has 9, and he got stuck at 9 for a while. What have you liked in their 16-0, maybe 16-1 run if you count that free throw with no field goals coming from Seattle U and no points in the last 6.5?
Yeah, not only Elias having 9, he's close to double digits, but also Kabliskis, he had 9 as well. And it wasn't just the shots that impressed me from both. It's them kind of spreading the floor and kind of getting everyone involved. Elias has 9. Wainwright has 6. Marmaleos had a really good bucket that mattered. And then Kabliskis, and then Pitts got 4, as well as Abukwe. Everyone's kind of just chiming in for the Tigers, and they just dug themselves out of a rut. And I think that's what's impressed me the most, is there's a real unselfishness for Pacific. And, man, it's been displayed really well. And I think the most unselfish teams can be the teams that truly win. So we'll see if it continues the second half. But that's been the issue, that we've seen some really good games. But unfortunately, the second half, a lot of times things change for one, if not both teams. So we're hoping for Pacific's sake that they can continue on the run, or for Seattle U's sake that they finally start to heat up, get out of their droughts, and try to put the ball into the basket. But we're going to find out. It should be a fun one here for this second half of the final night.
32-29, Pacific leads it. We've got 20 minutes to find a winner. Whoever takes this one will advance to play the 3-seed Santa Clara tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Broncos are dangerous, but one of these 2 teams will be coming fresh off a victory. If it's Seattle U, they'll be coming off 2 wins. They won last night against San Diego. It'll be Pacific to start with the basketball, attacking the left basket. They're in the home white uniforms with Pacific across their chest in orange. Seattle U will play defense first in their black uniforms with a script Seattle in red lettering across their chest. And we're underway. Clayton has it at the top of the arc. He had 0 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds in that first half. Ralph will catch it on the baseline. Fadeaway jumper up and off the back of the rim. Tap around rebound goes to Arrington, who collects it. So Ralph starts with a miss. In this second half, he's got 9 points. Averages around 16.5 on the year. Pacific's best player, who's first team All-WCC. Maldonado on the outside, gives it to Heimbrodt, spins towards the cup. Pull-up jumper on the way. Will bounce a couple of times off the iron, and it's an offensive foul called on the rebound. Likely going to go against the 7-footer Maurer. And he's had a couple of those in this game. And in last night's game as well, he's struggled in this tournament, to say the least.
Yeah, he has definitely struggled in the tournament. And fouls could be an issue for either team. Seattle U kind of racking up them a little bit, as that's Maurer's 3rd. So we'll see how it plays out.
32-29 lead for Pacific. 1 minute into the second half. Wainwright drives. Floater, no good. Offensive rebound, Jack. Pivots to the middle. Cross-court pass out to Clayton. Nearly loses his footing. Drives it inside. Kicks it out. Rochlin, three-pointer. Bang. Makes it 35-29. Pacific in front. Minute 10 through the second half. And really over the last 7 minutes of game time, Seattle U struggling until now. Maldonado on the far side drills a three-pointer.
Yeah, Maldonado not been able to connect at all yesterday or today, except for there.
35-32. Pacific in front. Outside, Rochlin gives to Jack. 6'11", kick out to Clayton. His three-pointer, and he's finally on the board. Clayton knocks down the 3, and it's 38-32 Pacific. Teams trading three-pointers. Arrington to Dan at the top. Not his spot, so he gives it to Yo, who had 9 points in the first half, 2 away from his average of 11 on the season. gives it to Heimbrodt, hangs in the air, floats it in for 2, and Heimbrodt continues to attack. That's 6 points. 38-34. Advantage Pacific. They've got the orange on the left side. Wainwright looking for Ralph. He gives it to him in the short corner, guarded by Arrington, who's a great defender. Ralph has to kick it out to Wainwright. They want to go right back to him. Wainwright, though, picked up by Arrington on a switch. Down on the baseline, double teamed by Dan. It scoots out of his hands, and Arrington collects it. Feisty defense from the Redhawks. Down by 4. Yo on the far side. Pump fake, drive in on the baseline, underneath the basket. Rejected by Jack, but a foul called. So 2 shots coming for Yo. It's 38-34 Pacific in front with 17-17 remaining in the second half.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Jack got a lot of basketball there, but Yo just kind of knowing who is down there and who he's competing against, looked like he kind of sold that foul pretty well.
Yo misses the first free throw off the back of the rim. That moves him to 3 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. He's still at 9 points, going for double digits if he can knock this one down. Just over 17 minutes remaining in the second half. Pacific up by 4. Yo's free throw rolls out. It was on the rim for a second and a half, and then it dropped out. So it's 38-34. He goes 0 for 2. Pacific back to work on offense. Ralph backing down Yo. Double teamed. Bounce pass inside to Jack. Surveying. Gives it up to Clayton, the guard. Out to Wainwright. Holds it over his head. Pressured by Maldonado. Crossing over. 10 to shoot for Pacific. He drives left side. Pivots. Kicks it out. Clayton will jab. And he'll attack. Somebody's got to shoot it. They finally go down to Ralph, who puts it up. Missed everything. And Dan gets the rebound. Physical defense in Pacific. Not a lot of daylight. Seattle U the other way. Maldonado outside. Hangs in the air, kicks it to Yo, who drives in. Got hip checked, no foul called. Kicks to Heimbrodt, who will lunge. And a push foul called on Pacific. That's going to go on Elias Ralph. It'll be a baseline inbound for Seattle. It was not a shooting foul. Still 38-34 Pacific in front. 16:28 remaining in the second half of our nightcap of the third round. Winner will play Santa Clara tomorrow at 8. Into the corner for Maldonado. Catch and shoot 3. Short. Gets his own miss on the baseline and a foul called on Pacific. So Maldonado knew it was short and he ran in to catch it. And a cross check, to use a lacrosse term there, and a foul called on Pacific.
Yeah, and I've heard stories that you were a great lacrosse player back in your day. But anyways, 3 quick fouls for the Tigers. Yeah, cross check. That's not what you want to see early to start this half.
Fouls picked up by Clayton. Seattle U inbounds it to Maldonado. Works towards the rim, hangs in the air, floats it, and hits. Makes it 38-36. It was 32-29 at halftime. Now it's 38-36. Kabliskis back in the game. He had a career first half with 9 points. His career high came this season with 15 points. The kick out to Wainwright off his thigh and intercepted by the Redhawks. They push the pace the other way with Arrington. Behind the back pass for a trailing Maldonado. 3-pointer short. Rebound Yo. 3 Pacific Tigers there. He brings it down low. Still has it stripped, but he gets it back. Out to Heimbrodt, swings it to Arrington, left side 3, rattles home, and Seattle U takes their lead in the second half.
Yeah, the Tigers right now on a 2-minute and 43-second scoring drought. They got to find their offensive luck again.
39-38, Redhawks in front. Ralph will drive from the top of the key to the left block, put up a fader, and he hits it.
And that's how to do it.
Elias Ralph up to 11 points. Leading scorer for Pacific on the season and in this game. 15 minutes remaining in the half. Here in the second. Maldonado, top of the arc. 3-pointer. No good. A rebound for Rochlin. Maldonado at 10 points for Seattle U. Ralph on the other side. loses control of it. Heimbrodt intercepts it, and it went right into his chest, and he barrels over a Pacific Tiger, and it's a charge. And it's Kabliskas who just stood in front of the Mack truck. Heimbrodt picks up the offensive foul, and we've reached the under 16 media timeout with 14:36 on the clock in the second half. Pacific Tigers lead the Seattle U Redhawks 40-39. We'll be back after the media timeout concludes. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Blues. Welcome back inside Orleans Arena for Pacific and Seattle U. It's a 1-point advantage for the Tigers, 40-39 lead over the Seattle U Redhawks. Davis Hagen, Josiah Frank, and a really interesting situation for Heimbrodt. He picks up a charge right before that media timeout, and he's just been going downhill all game long. He had one earlier in the first half where it was called a blocking foul, but he picks up a charge there, and he's just totally out of control driving down the lane.
Out of control, out of whack, whatever it is, it has to stop. Right now, he's just got 6 points. He's 2 of 8 from the field, and he's 50% from the free throw line. So he's just kind of been struggling kind of all game long. He's got a turnover as well. Yeah, just out of control, and that seems to be the issue with Seattle U. I remember they had one possession where they seemed like they were going so fast that they couldn't even stop themselves like from moving. Like they were just running and they were trying to stop and their feet were just keep on going. And so that's been an issue for Seattle U. Offense has been a struggle. We thought it was going to be Yo, but he missed some crucial free throws and no one's been the clear front runner. Maldonado has hit 2 big threes kind of in big moments, but it's still a neck and neck game. You know, Pacific only lead by 1 right now.
Maldonado, the leading scorer for Seattle U. He's got 10 points. He had 2 last night against San Diego. Yo with 9, their second leading scorer, but he's 3 of 6 from the free throw line, so he's leaving a lot of potential points out there, and every single point will matter in this game. It's 40-39, Pacific in front. They inbound it to Kabliskas, who brings it over half court, right out of the media timeout. They go to work with Ralph at the top of the arc. They work left side. Approaching exactly 14 minutes to play. Kabliskas sends it to the middle, and it's deflected and intercepted again by the Redhawks. A turnover for Pacific. Passing lanes are thin against this Redhawk defense. Arrington beyond the arc to Maldonado. Drives inside, kicks it out. Arrington sizing up the 3, firing, missing. Maurer offensive rebound. The 7-footer gives it out to the guard, Maldonado. Push shot, missed it. Rochlin rebound for Pacific. 13:50 left in the game. Pacific up 40-39. Ralph, short corner, jabbing against Yo. Backing him down into the lane. Bounce pass inside to Pitt. Kick it out. Rochlin 3 on the way. Bounces off the iron. Offensive rebound, Ralph. Underneath the basket. Rejected by the 7-footer Maurer. Gets it back. Runs in. The floater missed it. Another offensive rebound for Pitt. Multiple chances on this possession for the Tigers. Kabliskas ends up with it at the top of the key. Crosses over and will settle it down. They got 10 seconds to shoot. Still up by 1. Ralph, deep 3-pointer on the way. Bonks off the rim, and it's deflected into the hands of Maldonado for the Redhawks. They survive that possession. Multiple chances for Pacific. Maldonado swings it out to Maurer. Extra pass to Arrington. Goes left wing for Maldonado. Three-pointer comes up short. Wainwright skies for the board. 40-39. Pacific still in front. 12:50 left in the game. Ralph calls for it. A size mismatch against Maldonado. Ralph 6'7". Maldonado just 6 foot. They kick it out to Kabliskas. Three-pointer, no. Seattle U gets the board, and they walk it up the floor slowly, calling out the offense. 12:28 remaining in the game. A 40-39 lead for Pacific. Heimbrodt beyond the arc. Dribble handoff to Maldonado. Inside to Maurer, and a foul called on Pitt as he lunged for the ball on the entry pass. Clayton getting set to check back in for Pacific. He'll come in for Kabliskas. And Marmoleos will come in for Wainwright. Seattle U brings in JoJo Murphy and sends Maldonado to the bench. Arrington to inbound from the baseline. Pacific still up 40-39. It's been that same score for a while. Neither team has scored in almost 3 minutes until now. Marmoleos lays it in. Seattle U lays it in. Yo able to get it done over the top of Marmoleos, and it's 41-40, Seattle U in front. Clayton with it on the left side, picked up by two Red Hawks. Bounce pass to the high post with Pitt. Looking to get a dribble handoff to Wainwright, does so at the top of the arc. Dribble handoff inside, lays it up, missed it. Gets his own miss, swings it out to Marmoleos. Driving in, hanging, missing. Foul though, he'll shoot two. And Pacific continues their scoring drought. It's 3.5 without a bucket for Pacific. We've reached the under 12 media timeout. Seattle U leads at 41-40 over Pacific. 11:43 left in the second half. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Welcome you back inside Orleans Arena with Seattle U leading 41-40 over Pacific. 11:43 left in the second half, and Josiah, a scoring drought for the Pacific Tigers. 0 points in the last 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, they are 0 of 6 in a scoring drought, like you just said, 3.5 minutes, and nothing has really happened. We just went from media timeout to media timeout, and nearly nothing has happened. And so it's been extremely unfortunate kind of for both teams, but, you know, on the flip side, Seattle U only scored a bucket. So not a ton has been happening for either team. And, again, we're just talking about the same struggles as the first horn sounds. But, man, it's just been a struggle offensively for a ton of teams to just score the basketball. And we will see who can step up for Seattle U and even for Pacific. Now in another scoring drought, they'll have good flashes and then go ice cold like a freezer.
So Seattle U up 41-40, low scoring game, but they're probably on pace to put up more than they did last night against San Diego, which was in the 50s. First meeting this year was a victory for Pacific. It was 56-54, the final score. So this is really not uncharacteristic for these two squads. It'll be Marmoleos at the free throw line for 2 shots. His first on the way, front of the rim, no good. And Pacific continues to not be able to score even from the free throw line.
Yeah, and those are the gimmies. You have to be able to score, especially the free points. I mean, hence why they're called free throws, because they don't cost anything.
Marmoleos with his second, trying to tie it up at 41. And he does. So their first point in over 3.5 minutes makes it 41-41 with 11:40 remaining in the game. The winner takes on Santa Clara tomorrow night. The loser goes home and their season is over. Heimbrodt runs in the lane. Left-hand layup, no good. Tapped around for the rebound. Rochlin ends up with it. And Clayton will bring it over half court for Pacific. He's got 5 assists, 3 points, and 2 rebounds. So he's filling up the stat sheet, but his offense, as far as scoring, has not been great tonight. Marmoleos will drive and hang and hit. Gives Pacific the lead, 43-41. 11 minutes to go in the game. Maurer, the 7-footer dribble handoff to Heimbrodt. Crosses over, gets picked up by Ralph. 2 giants on the wing. Arrington to Heimbrodt, stepping in, spinning, firing up a mid-range from about 7 feet away, and he drops it in. It's tied at 43. .35 left, second half. 43 all. Ralph, left side, pump fake, gets Heimbrodt in the air, drives to the cup. Maurer comes over help side, foul called on the shot. That's going to go against Maurer. A little bit late on that help side defense. Made a lot of contact to Ralph.
Well, yeah, if you're too late, you're probably going to foul. And that's the issue on that pump fake. And you see your teammate being caught behind. You have to be there immediately and have to be watching that defender. Unfortunately, got in there too late and got hacked.
Ralph puts in the first. He's an 86% free throw shooter on the season, and he gives Pacific the 44-43 lead. Maurer and Heimbrodt check out. Dan and Yo come back in. Christopoulos, the three-point shooter, also in for Seattle U, but he backtracks into the corner to set up for a three-pointer. As Ralph knocks in the second free throw, makes it 45-43. He goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Arrington over half court. He's going to be the primary ball handler outside of JoJo Murphy for Seattle U with Maldonado on the bench. Christopoulos comes to the top of the key to catch it. Murphy rolls off the screen, catches it against Clayton. One dribble and then a pass to the Arrington, right back to Murphy. Dribbles towards the free throw line, bounce pass down low to Dan on the right block. 7 to shoot for Seattle U. They got to get something up. Dan backing down against Pitt, spins, right hand hook shot, won't drop. And a great rebound for Rochlin. 10 minutes to play. Pacific leads at 45-43. Inside to Ralph on the short corner against Yo. It's a good spot for Ralph. Backing down Yo. Bounce pass to Rochlin, bodied against Dan. Wild shot won't go, and he doesn't get the whistle. He never really established that he was in control. And JoJo Murphy brings it the other way for Seattle U. 9.5 to play. Yo gets the dribble handoff, and he has it stripped by Rochlin. One-on-one against Arrington, and they both collide, and they hit the deck. And a foul is called against Arrington as Rochlin and Arrington just slammed into each other at the WCC logo in the paint. And Pacific has huddled up on that WCC logo. The officials also talking about it.
Yeah, trying to see if it was fouled either on the shot or on the block. And it looks like he will shoot 2 free throws.
So 2 free throws coming for Rochlin. So he goes to the free throw line. His first on the way. Rattles out. That was almost 3/4 of the way down and just popped out for Rochlin.
I think the rims are made of orange rubber. It's happened a lot.
And he rolls in the second, puts up 1 of 2 from the free throw line there, and Pacific in front 46-43. 9:20 left in the ball game. Yo on the far side pulls a three-pointer. Back of the rim, no good. Ralph gets the rebound, and he is looking to push the pace. A 1-on-2, so he'll swirl it out. Arrington trying to get a steal. Ralph picks up the dribble, getting hounded by Arrington. Got to get rid of it, and he's going to call a timeout. Arrington, pressure defense, forces Ralph to use a timeout with 9:04 left in the second half. What a ball game so far. Both teams not giving an inch, but a low-scoring affair. 46-43, Pacific in front. And we've reached another media timeout. 9:04 on the clock. Pacific leads it 46-43 over Seattle U. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. Nine minutes, 4 seconds left in the second half between Pacific and Seattle U, the 6-seed Tigers and the 7-seed Redhawks. 46-43 lead for Pacific, but Josiah, it was an 11-point lead way back in the first half, 22-11 for Seattle U. And since then, they have really struggled to put points on the board. They just have 43 points to this point in the game with 9:04 left.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a struggle really for both teams. But, man, this has been a gritty defensive battle. Teams have been missing shots, missing free throws and open looks. And we're going to find out who wants it more. It's still a 3-point game past the midpoint of the second half. As this game is going on pretty late. It's 10:15 local time. We'll see who wins it.
Inbound to Clayton with 9 minutes to go. Pacific up 46-43. Clayton's got it left side, double teamed by Maldonado and Dan. Gives it up to Marmoleos outside. Left-hand dribble drive to the paint. Picks up the dribble, goes down low to Ralph on the block. Turnaround fadeaway jumper, no. And a foul called on Rochlin. He came in flying, and he contacted Heimbrodt in the head while he tried to get that offensive rebound. Then it's going back to Seattle U.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very clear in the back of the head, over the back type of foul. You're trying to look at the official, but when you jump right through the guy in the air, it's going to get called.
Seattle U on another scoring drought, over 2 minutes this time. Heimbrodt catches it and then loses it off his wrists. Outlet pass to Marmoleos and a right-hand layup for Pacific, and they go up 48-43. Heimbrodt has struggled at times to catch the ball first and then make the move. Another turnover for Seattle U. Top of the key, Yo. Rips through against Ralph. Penetration inside. Kicks it out to Murphy. 8:05 to go in the game. 8 seconds to shoot for Seattle U. Maldonado at the top. pump fake, step in, leaner three on the way, comes up short. Ralph gets the rebound. Seattle U's got 12 turnovers, Pacific just 10. Under 8 to play in the ball game. 48-43 lead for the Tigers. Jayon Pitt, 6'7" forward in the short corner, spinning against Dan. Hook shot goes. 50-43 Pacific.
They had a beautiful move by Pitt. 6'7", just kind of working his way around Dan for that little, almost a skyhook type of a shot. Just rolled off the fingers.
7:20 remaining. Murphy, elbow jumper, no. Ralph gets the board. They outlet it to Clayton. Attacks off the dribble. Right hand layup would not go. He pushed it a little bit too strong. Yo got the rebound. Outlet pass. This time to Heimbrodt. Intercepted by Rochlin. Another turnover for the Redhawks. 50-43 lead for Pacific. 7 minutes to play in the second half. Clayton gets the dribble handoff. Guarded tightly by Maldonado. Dribbles in. Kicks it out. Marmoleos blows by Murphy. Cross-court pass. Rochlin sets up the three, and he rolls it in for Pacific. They're up by 10, their largest lead of the game.
A beautiful 10-0 run, and yeah, timeout by Seattle U, much needed. 13-2 over the last 5 minutes. Didn't really seem like that until a second ago. And man, they have really heated up, especially on the defensive end. That has led to amazing opportunities on the offensive side of the ball.
Tigers on a 10-0 run over the last 3:52, and over the last 4 minutes, Seattle U has not scored, so you extend that out, and now the Redhawks down by 10, and it's been really even all the way through. Seattle has led for 15-19 of this game. Pacific, though, almost 17 minutes with the lead, but that's very even. These teams, hardly any separation all the way through. Seattle's biggest lead was 11, and now Pacific with this 10-0 run has jumped out to a double-digit lead for the first time in this game.
Yeah, we cannot wait to see how it really is going to unfold. But man, Pacific just doing a great job capitalizing on bad opportunities and bad mistakes from the Redhawks. I just saw a couple really just awful turnovers there. You know, heaves of passes that just didn't need to happen in transition, and just sorry turnovers that turn into made buckets on the other end for the Tigers.
Pacific on a 10-0 run. That's their lead right now by 10, 53-43, 6:39 left in the second half. We'll be back after this media timeout. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse. .6:39 left in the ball game. Pacific Tigers, the 6 seed, 53. Seattle U Redhawks, the 7 seed, 43. So a 10-point lead for Pacific. And Josiah, Seattle U really struggling in the second half. We've played nearly 13 and a half minutes, and the Redhawks have just 14 points in the second half.
Yeah, it seems like no one can really get it done. No one even cracking 12 points, with Yo leading it for the Redhawks. He's got 11, Maldonado with 10. But man, it's been a struggle all night for Seattle.
Redhawks start with the ball attacking the right basket in the black jerseys. Pacific in the white. Heimbrodt in the short corner with 15 to shoot. Hook pass to the far side. Yo, dribble drive. And a hop step into the lane, and he missed the shot, but he got fouled. So 2 shots coming for Yo. He's got 11 to lead the way for Seattle U. Chance to make it 13 with these 2 shots. The foul picked up on Pitt. That's his 3rd. Player that comes off the bench for Pacific. Yo to the free throw line. He's 3 of 6 tonight from the charity stripe. 6:23 left in the game. Tigers up by 10. Yo's first. Nothing but net. Cuts it to a 9-point lead. Game 4 of 4 today. There was 2 women's games earlier. The second of the men's frame being played out right now. Yo knocks down both, makes it 53-45. Winner plays Santa Clara tomorrow at 8 in the quarterfinals. The other quarterfinal matchup already set. Oregon State will play San Francisco at 5:30. So Pacific back to work on offense, up 53-45 with 6 minutes remaining in the second half. Kabliskas outside has it stripped by Arrington, and then a foul on Kabliskas as he tried to get it back. Second half has been slow for Kabliskas. 0 points for him. He had 9 in the first half, and now he's still at 9.
Yeah, 9 like his number 9 as he checks out. Yeah, wish he would have heated up a little bit more early. Yeah, bad turnover and then a foul that results to free throws with the Tigers having Seattle U in bonus. They have 17 fouls.
So 1-1 for Arrington. Hits the first free throw. Makes it 53-46. Arrington with 6 points. He's perfect from the free throw line so far tonight, 3 of 3. Here comes his 4th attempt. And that is also good. 53-47. Pacific still in front, but Seattle U with some offense, mostly coming from the free throw line. They put on full court pressure to try to disrupt Pacific, and now they back it off. Arrington up to 7 points. Pacific in front by 6 with 5:50 left. Ralph outside to Clayton. A backdoor cut. Ralph was open. They didn't hit him. Wainwright will drive in. Bounce pass down low to Ralph. Double teamed by Heimbrodt and Maurer. Hangs in the air. Floats it up. Missed it. It rolls out, and Maurer was right there to scoop it up. The 7-footer was right at the rim. Arrington brings it over half court. Seattle U starting to pick up the intensity and the urgency on offense. Heimbrodt, top of the arc. Shifting his weight against Marmoleos. Double team, tries to step through. Tough finish, won't go. Offensive rebound and a putback and one for Heimbrodt.
And the Redhawks have woken up. A beautiful putback to Heimbrodt and barely got that shot off after his offensive rebound from his own miss. And then all of a sudden now Seattle U has an opportunity to get right back to leading in this basketball game. Still a lot of time left with 5:15.
6 straight for the Redhawks. And Heimbrodt with a chance to add one more at the free throw line. So Pitt picks up his 4th foul. He'll go out, and Isaac Jack has come back in. Largest player for Pacific. He's 6'11", 250 pounds, the senior. Coming back in, he's really been quiet. 0 points, just 2 rebounds. Heimbrodt at the free throw line, misses the and-one opportunity, so it stays at 53-49, advantage Pacific. Heimbrodt with 10 points and 4 boards. Goes back to play defense. Clayton with possession, slips a pass down to Jack. And he had trouble catching it, so he kicks it back out to Marmoleos. Entry pass to Jack. Swing it, left side. Wainwright, 3. Yes! And it's 56-49, Pacific in front. Under 5 minutes to play in the second half. Seattle U running out of time. They've got to start firing up some good offense and getting some stops on the other end. Heimbrodt loses his footing, flips it out to Maldonado in the corner. Drives against the 6'11". Jack floats it up, missed it. The battle for the rebound is won by Clayton. Outlet pass to Marmoleos, running down the floor, one-on-one, rejected by Yo. He got super high up there. He looked like he was on the elevator to the 11th floor, and he swats it away, collects his own block, and then brings it over half court. So it stays at a 56-49 game. Approaching 4 minutes to play, and Seattle U yet to get to the half-century mark. Yo rolls off a screen, 3-pointer. Yes, it rattles home for Jun-Suk Yo. And he's got himself a great game this evening. 16 points, shooting 50% from the 3-point line. and it's 56-52 in favor of Pacific. Clayton working around the perimeter to Wainwright, the left-handed sharpshooter. Bounce pass to Jack, working against Maurer. Two Giants in the post. Jack, left hand layup is good. A smooth move to the cup, 58-52. Pacific in front. 3.5 minutes to go. It just feels like time is being wasted away at an extremely fast rate if you're a Red Hawk fan, and if you're a Pacific fan, it can't go fast enough. Heimbrodt, free throw line, picked up by Clayton. Mid-range jumper is good. 58-54, 3 minutes to go. Back and forth. Clayton with it at the top. Pacific up by 4, looking to extend their lead. Trying to weather this Seattle U storm. Lob it into Ralph against Arrington. 2:45 to play. Swing it far side. Marmoleos, his three-pointer, no good. And Heimbrodt rips the ball away from Ralph on the rebound. 58-54. Pacific in front, but Seattle U closing in. It was a 10-point lead at 53-43 a couple minutes ago. Now it's just a 4-point game. Yo, top of the key, pump fake, drives in against Ralph. Picks up the dribble, walled off by Jack. Bounce pass to Maurer, right block, turnaround jumper, no, but a foul called, and he will shoot 2. Ralph picks up another foul. That's his second, so he's really not in foul trouble yet, but Maurer will have 2 free throws on the other side of this media timeout, and Josiah, what a good finish we're going to have down the stretch with 2:21 left.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to see how it plays out for the last 2.5 minutes. But finally, both teams are clicking, and we're seeing a lot of productive offense as finally both teams surpass the 50 mark. And it's just a 4-point basketball game. We'll see who can finish on free throws, who can finish on open buckets. Right now, it's kind of been back and forth. But Seattle U still has some work to do if they want to try to come back and either tie this thing up, which would be a very late overtime, or try to win this basketball game.
58-54, Pacific leading with 2:21 left. We've got the final media timeout of the half, so we'll step away and be back with the thrilling finish between Pacific and Seattle U. You're listening to KUTR, the student voice of the Police. .221 left in the second half between Pacific and Seattle U. It's 58-54. And the Tigers have the lead over Seattle U coming out of the final media timeout. And Josiah, a good finish coming down the stretch. Seattle U hanging in there against this Pacific team, but the Red Hawks offense has been really cold today.
Yeah, and right now just a 4-point game. Seattle U has to be very thankful that it's still this close. There's been a lot of missed opportunities for the Red Hawks, specifically from the free throw line, which they haven't been phenomenal at. They're shooting just 16 of 22 from the stripe. And we're going to see if Maurer can either help that figure or hurt it as we get out of this media timeout. Yeah, 2:21. We should have a thriller to end this game. Red Hawks down by 4.
So 58-54. Pacific in front. Maurer at the free throw line for 2 shots. He hits the first. Makes it 58-55. Pacific in front of Seattle U, 2:21 left. Second free throw rattles out, and it stays at a 58-55 score. Clayton over half court. Double screen set at the top. Clayton goes left with a roll by Pitt. Instead goes to the top of the key with Ralph. 2 minutes to play. Pacific up by 3. 10 to shoot for the Tigers. Clayton outside, top of the arc, picked up by the 7-footer Maurer. Bounce pass to Ralph at the elbow. Steps through his own double team. A fadeaway jumper goes at the shot clock buzzer. A big shot by Ralph. And it's a 60-55 lead for Pacific. Seattle U with just 1:40 left to try to salvage this. Heimbrodt, top of the arc. On the right side now, cross-court pass Maldonado, sets the feet, fires a three, and hits it. Maldonado wanted the and one, but he cuts it to a 2-point game.
We've got ourselves a thriller.
60-58, a 2-point game with 1:15 left. Winner will play Santa Clara tomorrow. The loser's season is over. Clayton, bounce pass down low to Pitt. A wild pass and a great catch by Rochlin, and he misses the layup. And a rebound for Maurer, and Seattle U with 1 minute left has a chance to tie it. They will call a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout called by the Red Hawks. And down low at this point in the game, they go to Pitt. He had a nice pass to Rochlin, who misses the layup. But Seattle U just down by 2. It's 60-58. Pacific in front with 1 minute left. With just 60 seconds to try to find a winner, or we could go to overtime if Seattle U ties it up and nobody else scores.
Yeah, and we'll see who can kind of sneak out with it, but gosh, what a huge three by Maldonado. But Pacific still hanging to that 2-point lead. We're going to find out. I'll be honest, this could go either way. I truly don't know who's going to end up with it because both teams have struggled tonight. Both teams have had successes tonight. So we're going to find out here. 2-point game, just a minute left to end it. To go home or to play Santa Clara. We'll find out.
Arrington will inbound it from the sideline. They have Yo, Maurer, and Maldonado out there along with Heimbrodt. So the Red Hawks inbounded in the backcourt to Maldonado. Under 1 minute to play, 60-58 lead for Pacific. Heimbrodt, top of the arc, left-hand dribble drive to the cup, missed it, tapped back out by Maurer, into the corner now for Yo. Pass to the top of the key with Arrington, 10 to shoot for the Red Hawks. Maldonado into the short corner, lobs it way outside for Arrington, 3 to shoot. Back to Maldonado, deep three-pointer on the way, missed it off the heel, and a rebound for Pitt, 30 seconds left. Seattle U trying to force a steal in the backcourt. Wainwright on the near sideline, and he is bumped and fouled by Arrington. So Seattle U picks up their 16th foul. They'll have to put one more, put Pacific in the single bonus. 60-58. Pacific in front by 2. 27.8 left in the game. And a 3-point miss from Maldonado. He's just 3 of 9 from the 3-point line in this game. 13 points for the Red Hawks. Right now it's a 2-point lead for Pacific. Clayton to inbound. All the players break away. Wainwright asks for it, catches it in the coffin corner at the top, loses the ball, stripped away by Arrington. Seattle U trying to call a timeout, and they do. They get the timeout off. No foul was called. Arrington stripped it away, and Seattle U will have the ball with 22.2 and the chance to tie or take the lead. What a play by Arrington, one of the best steal men in the country. He's 14th in the nation in the regular season with 67 steals on the season, and he just got another big one there.
Yeah, and that was 68, and probably the biggest steal of the season to try to keep your season alive. The Red Hawks right now just down by 2, 22 seconds left, and with that timeout, now they have possession. And Davis, I wanted to ask you really, who would you chalk up the play right now if you're head coach Chris Victor? What are you chalking up right now for the Red Hawks now that you have possession and presumably the last one as the shot clock is turned off the last 22 seconds?
Yeah, well, when Seattle U gets this ball inbounded, I imagine Maldonado will probably have it, but their three-point shooting has not been great in this game. They're shooting around below 40%, which is kind of a good percentage for 40 and on its 3-point shooting, but it's 36%. They made 7 threes, but Maldonado has 3 made threes, but he's also missed 6. So if he wants to chalk up a 3 at the end of the game, I'd probably put it in his hands. He's a good point guard, but it's a really tough decision. If you want to go for 3, you don't have to either. No. You can go inside. Heimbroth's been good. And it'll be Maldonado to come inbound it. They brought in JoJo Murphy, a good 3-point shooter. He had 2 yesterday against San Diego. In this one, he's 0 for 1 from the 3-point line. He's got 0 points, so a big spot if he's going to get the ball. Arrington will inbound it from the sideline. 22.2 to go. Seattle U with possession, down by 2. Inbound to Maldonado. Goes to Heimbroth. Cross-court pass to Murphy. He catches it, but he didn't have an angle. Goes to Maldonado, right side. Dribble drive towards the paint. Left-hand layup blocked by Ralph. Into the hands of Clayton for Pacific, and the Tigers have the ball. Elias Ralph, the first-team All-WCC player, with the rejection, and Maldonado missed the layup after the block, and then Clayton got the rebound. Pacific will have a free throw. It's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity, and what a block by Ralph.
A phenomenal block by Ralph. Down by 2, Seattle was. And, man, if that would have went in and would have tied this game up, maybe we're talking about OT, but now Clayton has probably the biggest free throw of his Pacific career to try to keep them alive. Huge free throws, 1-on-1 situation with just 9 seconds left.
9.6 on the clock. 60-58 Pacific in front. Clayton at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. His first one, good. 61-58 lead for Pacific. Clayton's got 4 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. His second free throw drops out, and a rebound for Yo. Seattle U down by 3. 7 seconds to go. Maldonado, awkward three-pointer, comes up short. Rebound Wainwright, and Pacific has defeated the Seattle U Redhawks. 61-58 is the final score. Maldonado misses the 3. He wanted the foul, didn't get it, and the Pacific Tigers win the game. It's 61-58, the final score. Pacific will advance to take on Santa Clara, and the 7-seed Seattle U Redhawks have their season come to an end. What a ball game down the stretch. It was a sloppy one all the way through, but a great finish, and the Tigers win it 61-58.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't have any money on Seattle or really was hoping for them to win because, man, really unfortunate series of events. But, man, we had a barn burner there at the end, 61-58 as Pacific wins it in a thriller. And, man, a missed free throw by Clayton got really nervous as Maldonado had a phenomenal kind of look at it. And I think he was trying to force for a foul, but I don't know really how much contact was there, if any. But really unfortunate for Seattle U. They had a pretty decent season, a better overall record than Pacific. They were 19-12, Pacific 17-14. And, yeah, that is super unfortunate way to lose. They're going to go back to Seattle feeling pretty sad.
The final score, Pacific 61, Seattle U 58. Their season will end here in Vegas in the 3rd round. Tigers move on to the quarterfinals to take on Santa Clara. And the leading scorer in this game was Junsuk Yo. He had 16 points. He shot 50% from the 3-point line, but it was in vain as Seattle U falls to the Pacific Tigers. Elias Ralph had a huge block at the end of the game. Finishes with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And that block on Maldonado really was the thing that sealed the deal. And then the awkward 3-pointer from the Redhawks would not go. And the quarterfinals are set. It'll be the first game of the men's side later tomorrow at 5:30. It'll be the 4-seed Oregon State Beavers and the 5-seed San Francisco Dons. And then at 8 p.m., it'll be 3-seed Santa Clara Broncos taking on the 6-seed Pacific Tigers. It'll be women's basketball first starting at 11:30 with the 4-seed Beavers and the 5-seed Pilots. We'll be there for that one as well. And then it will also be Santa Clara in the 3 spot taking on the 7-seed San Francisco Dons on the women's side. So quarterfinal action tomorrow. All games are streaming here on KUGR. We appreciate you all for tuning in. For Josiah Frank, I'm Davis Hagen saying so long, where the final score is Pacific 61, Seattle U 58. Enjoy your evening.